In what could be the greatest news in political history, Trump is going to rename the Kennedy Center's Opera House after Melania Trump. I love it. The universe is healing. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club if you've watched all 4 videos, and subscribing is how you say thank you. Help get us to 1 million subscribers. This one is delicious to me because, as you know, like the upper elite, all the elites are all Democrats. So all the fashion magazines, they would ignore Melania Trump, though she was the most elegant, first lady ever. And then they would always throw praise at the fashion sense of Jill Biden, who looked like she was wearing the curtains, or like the couch upholstery. And they would praise how beautiful and elegant Michelle Obama was. And then here comes supermodel Melania Trump, and nothing. Silence. Wouldn't put her on the cover of Vogue magazine or anything. And so Trump is finding one of the highest cultural centers in Washington, D.C., the Kennedy Center. He's going to name it after Melania Trump. Here's the article over at The Hill. House GOP moves to rename Kennedy Center Opera House after Melania Trump. This is going to kill Democrats forever, guys. You don't understand. Like, I love kicking elites in the proverbial teeth because they're so snobby and so snooty and so hateful of Trump. And then Melania, they'd love her if she wasn't married to Trump. But because she's married to him, they have to take her down. They have to discredit her as some kind of saying she's not a fashionable icon. The Kennedy Center's famed opera house could be renamed to honor Melania Trump if House Republicans have their way. House Republicans on Appropriations Committee approved an amendment to the Interior, Environment, and Related Agencies annual spending bill that would rename the Opera House in the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts the First Lady Melania Trump Opera House. He's just so opera. He's just so classical music. The panel voted 33-25 on Tuesday to approve the amendment, which was part of a series of others. So that was just this week. The push to pay homage to the First Lady came months after President Trump, an unprecedented move that was met with some criticism, overhauled the Kennedy Center's board and named himself as its chair after accusing the Performing Arts Institute of being too woke. And they were literally too woke. They were putting out any trans musical, the trans Christmas show, the LGBT choir, the DEI, black performance this, black performance back. So the Kennedy Center is supposed to be for everyone. And so he's just pushing back correctly. Both the president and Melania Trump, who bucked tradition during his first term in office and declined to take part in the annual Kennedy Center honors, attended the opening night performance of Les Mis at the Washington Arts Hub last month. And there were protests there. Everyone, why should Trump and Melania not be able to have an elegant night out watching one of America's most famous and beloved musicals? And there's always someone there making a point. Neither representatives for the Kennedy Center nor the First Lady's office immediately responded to ITK's request for comment about the Opera House's potential name change. It remains unclear when GOP leaders plan to put the legislation with the amendment on the floor for a vote of the full chamber. That's why I'm covering this in the news. I want you guys to start talking about this online. You can share the link to this video or to start saying, we want the Melania Trump Opera House at the Kennedy Center. So let's start the word of mouth on this. With more than 2,300 seats, the Opera House is the second largest theater at the Kennedy Center and often hosts its headline performances. Over the years, the Opera House has welcomed dozens of the world's great dance and opera companies and has hosted some of the most important artistic events of the last quarter century, according to the Kennedy Center. That's why I approve. And don't give me this, Melania Trump, it can't be named after her, when the whole Kennedy Center is already named after JFK, the Kennedy family. Remember Ted Kennedy, the cokehead, the swimmer at Chappaquiddick, and then John F. K. Sr., the president who slept with lots of pages behind his wife's back, was said to have had a drug problem. The idea that there's some kind of honor in the Kennedy Center's name is ridiculous. Now, this is just one of many wins that Trump is having against culture. Here's another one from Johnny MAGA over on Twitter. This is the great news. Trump secures $16 million cash settlement with Paramount, CBS, and 60 Minutes, in addition to $20 million in advertising. Breaking news. This is from Donald Trump. We have just achieved a big and important win in our historic lawsuit against 60 Minutes, CBS, and Paramount. Just like ABC and George Stephanopoulos, CBS and its corporate owners knew that they defrauded the American people and were desperate to settle. Paramount, CBS, 60 Minutes have today paid $16 million in the settlement, and we also anticipate receiving 20. This is the big one, because this is what really the news did. They gave at least $20 million of free advertising to the Democrat Party. So now they're agreeing to pay, receiving $20 million more from the new owners of Paramount in advertising, PSAs, that's public service announcements, or similar programming, for a total of over $36 million. This is another in a long line of victories over the fake news media, who we are holding to account for their widespread fraud and deceit. Just remember that, guys. This is another huge cultural win for Trump, like the Melania Trump naming of the Kennedy Center Opera House, because Trump has gone and destroyed Democrat media. The mainstream Democrat media and their news bias, they're paying him millions of dollars. This will probably go to build his presidential library, and they'll be paying for free in-kind advertising, which they already gave for free to the Democrats. Now they're just going to pay some to Trump. The Wall Street Journal, the failing New York Times, the Washington Post, MSDNC, CNN, and all other mainstream media liars are on notice, in all caps, that the days of their being allowed to deceive the American people are over. All caps, make America great again. Now, you guys don't understand how bad Hollywood hates Trump so much. They despise him. It's a cult. It's an anti-Trump. They are an anti-Trump cult. The media, Hollywood, and artists and elites. I know the artists because I hang around the artists. I go to their art shows. I taught in academia, fine art in academia. I know animators. I know comic book guys. These are anti-Trump, anti-Melania snobs, and they think they're so smart. And now on this final win, we're just going to go a quick update with Trump on targeting Barack Obama. Oh, this is so good.
Do you support the Justice Department seeking an interview with Melania Maxwell to urge the Attorney General to see?
I don't know anything about it. They're going to what? Meet her?
Your Deputy Attorney General has reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney asking for an interview.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but
Okay, this is on the Ghislaine Maxwell distraction, which some in MAGA are still excited about, think they're going to get some information from this criminal human trafficker who's behind bars. And she's doing some kind of a plea deal, and she'll say anything. And notice they asked Trump about it, and he goes, I don't know anything about it. He's trying to cue everyone, get off this topic. It's so meaningless that Trump pretends, anyways, to know nothing about it. And then he'll tell you what he does want you to focus on, which is what this channel's focusing on, because we're actual MAGA, not fake MAGA like the other channels. I don't even want to, that's not right for me to say about other channels, but I'll just say we're focused on the right agenda.
I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do.
Do you have any concern that your Deputy Attorney General, as your former attorney, would be conducting the interview, given?
No, I have no concern. He's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 of the election. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. You know, when
Barack Obama got caught cold, and that's what we should be staying focused on. And that's why we are focused on it. If you guys want to see more on that scandal, then stay posted right here. And we'll also give you updates on any more news, good news about Melania Trump winning in public against the snobby, fake Democrat bullies. I'm Doug in Exile.